Good morning. How are you? First of all, I just want to jump on and say I'm finally figuring out how to curl my hair with my flat iron. Now, I want to say it's not perfect, but it's kind of great. Like, I'm finally getting it. So, I just first of all want to say to my hairstylist, I get it. I finally get it. And it's kind of great. Like they actually stay throughout the day. I like how it is throughout the top. This is 2 day old hair. I straightened it yesterday just quickly, like I didn't fry my hair. I usually blow it out with the round brush and then I run a flat iron over it. But today, on my second day, I run my flat iron through it and I curl it. And I did have somebody reach out and ask me what curling iron I use, and I don't use a curling iron. I just use my flat iron. So yeah, I'm not going to do a tutorial. I don't feel like an expert, but, and maybe you're looking at my hair and going, I didn't do a great job. But listen, for me, this is like really good. I'm like so excited. So I wanted to pop on here today and talk a little bit about part of what I am passionate about. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is mindset. And so I have done some speaking engagements on mindset recently, and I thought it could be really great to just come on here and talk a little bit about mindset and talk a little bit about what that means. Because for some people out there, I think that mindset is easy. You know all the facts. You've explored mindset, done the reading, you've potentially had coaching. And then for some of you, you might be watching this going, I heard something about The Secret a while ago, and just because you dream about the lottery doesn't mean you're going to win it. And I just want you to know that A, you're totally right. Manifestation is, I believe, an internal journey. And when we talk about mindset and whether or not we can move forward and go where we want to go, what's really important is to understand that our thoughts create our reality. And so I'm sure that many of you have heard that lottery winners, after they've won the lottery, after a certain period of time has gone by, are no happier than people like you and I, or even people that potentially live below the poverty line. And so it's interesting to note that happiness is not attached to winning the lottery. So if you're not happier when you win the lottery, then what is it? Because it's clearly not money, because those people have tons of money. So where does happiness come into all of this, and why does mindset matter? And so, it is, I think, the third week of January, and many of us have New Year's resolutions that potentially we've put into place, and maybe we've managed to hang on to those, or maybe like many of us, like I can't remember what the statistic is with respect to falling off your New Year's resolutions, but it's fairly high. What ends up happening is we experience a little bit of failure and then we quit altogether. And it's really interesting, right? Because we set these big goals at the beginning of the year. It's a fresh slate and it's a brand new year. And then it fails, and then we just fall into our habits that we've had before. And potentially another year goes by and we have not gotten where we want to go. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I want to talk a little bit about mindset, as I started out with. So with mindset, what we're really trying to do is we're trying to be happier and have better quality thoughts. And so we have thoughts, and those thoughts dictate how we feel about a lot of things that happen in our life. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of things that go on in our life that are, potentially not changeable. Our age is not changeable. Like, I'm 43, I'm going to continue to be 43 until at the end of February I turn 44. That's just a fact. And I can have thoughts about that's terrible, my best years are behind me, I wish I would have done more in my 20s and my 30s, and now in my 40s it's all over. Or I can have thoughts of, you know what, I'm only 43 and I have so much great experience, and I have a beautiful family, and I have an amazing group of friends, and I have this ability to do whatever I want because I have all this confidence from having had all these experiences that I've had in my past life. And quite frankly, I don't want to live back through my 20s. It was kind of like harrowing and difficult, and I was dating and I was going to university, and like all of that was extremely difficult, and I really didn't know who I was. And so now that I'm in my 40s, I realize that I get to decide who I am. And that is, God, that is just like beautiful. So when we're talking about mindset, I think it's important that you understand what mindset is and what mindset isn't. And mindset is not saying, this is who I am, even though I don't believe that, because that is never going to work. You don't believe it, it's not going to happen. But what mindset is mindset is the ability to say, I am able to have some thoughts about myself that allow me to get where I'm going. And the more that I can lean into those thoughts, the more success I'm going to have. And so, really and truly, mindset is, I guess, believing that something else could be possible for you, for yourself, with kindness and love and appreciation for all the things that have happened to you before. And so now you get to dig into what is truly possible for you today. And understanding that you have just this huge open window of opportunity that you're looking at, and it's incredible, versus it's over, because it ain't over. You know, like I just watched I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was about Julia Childs. And I was drawn to it because I've heard Julia Childs put up as an example because of her age when she had her first published cookbook. And so I thought, how interesting, I'm going to watch this movie. And you guys, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I'll find the name for it and I'll pop it in the notes. But ultimately, this was such a phenomenal movie about this woman who moved to France with her husband because he was, you know, some sort of emissary for the US government. And she was so bubbly, and she had this really high-pitched voice, which speaks to me because I have a bit of a high-pitched voice. But anyways, she was, you know, this was back in a time when women didn't go work or go to school or do all of these things. And so here she is in France, and she goes to the Cordon Bleu cooking school and has to get through a lot of adversity to even be allowed to go into the actual serious cooking part of the school. And then she just has failure after failure after failure, and it's just, you know, but she loved it so much. And she just was unwilling to say, oh, well, I'll just go back and be, you know, a housewife and do nothing. Or not do nothing. I don't mean that housewives do nothing, just so you know. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I don't believe that for a second. But doing stuff that she didn't dream about. She really wanted to be able to be this cook. And then in doing that, she met some ladies that were writing a cookbook, and this all just came together, and she had all of these great things happen for her. And ultimately, if she'd have had the mindset that I'm too old, or it's just, you know, not possible for me as a woman, or it's too hard, I don't even speak the language, I don't speak great French, she would have not published her cookbook and nobody would know who she is. But of course, we all know who she is. And she got to live this great life where she got to be able to do the things she wanted to do and experience success after success after success. And so what mindset does for us is it allows us to see opportunity. And when we can see opportunity, we're able to do the things that are going to make us feel good. And we're going to be able to lean into the things we know we need to do to move forward. And so mindset allows us to experience failure and not just give up. So unlike with like our New Year's resolutions, right, where we experience one failure, like maybe we're on a weight loss journey and then we have a rough day and we binge eat because that's something that we've used for numbing in the past, and so that's something that we turn to this time. And so we binge eat, And then we think, screw it, like it's over now because we have this all or nothing mentality. But what if our inner voice and our inner thoughts were thoughts of, I will just get up and try again? You know, like there's so much opportunity for that. And it allows you to have the experience of moving forward and experiencing more confidence, right? And so I just hope that in hearing this today, that potentially you can look at some of the goals or intentions that you've set for yourself in the new year and use the idea that your mindset is everything. And all of the other stuff is stuff we do. But if we can really invest in our mindset, we are able to take the steps that are required to experience the growth that we really want, to hit those goals. Or, maybe we don't hit them, but we get really, really close to them, and just being able to see the opportunity. So that's my little tidbit on mindset today. I will find that Julia Child's movie for you and pop it in the comments. I believe she actually wrote a book, and then the movie's based on the book, and it's actually based on this girl that was, a blogger that blogged about her experience of doing her book. But anyways, it doesn't actually, matter, other than I would just really love for you to watch it because I think you'll find it really inspiring, and I think it'll allow you to, potentially embrace the idea that mindset is everything. All right.